How many buyers do you think make it all the way to contract and still do not make it to closing? Because right now, deals aren't falling apart at the offer. They're dying quietly halfway through the process and worse, right before closing.
And the scary part, most of it has nothing to do with the house itself.
It's the stuff nobody talks about, the fine print, the hidden costs, the, oh, by the way moments.
The things that make buyers go from excited to stressed to completely backing out.
So today, we're not only breaking it down, but we're really diving into two things that are absolutely crushing buyers right now. The deal killers nobody warns you about, and the hidden costs that are quietly destroying budgets. Because if you don't understand these, you're not just risking a bad deal, you're risking no deal at all. So grab your coffee or something stronger on this one, and let's unrake it.
Let's do it.
All right.
Happy Monday.
Yeah, Monday. Yay.
Yeah. Number 32.
Wow, we're getting up there.
Yeah, we are. Welcome,
I can't wait till we're
welcome.
in episode 67 and the kids are like,
Oh, no. If somebody does that, 67.
3-2.
Nope.
That's not the same. It doesn't
3-2,
hit.
yeah.
Yeah, no, it doesn't hit.
Yeah.
3-2.
I just look at my daughter when she does that now. I'm like, nope, we're
Well,
not doing
Can you
that.
ask her what
So-
that means for me?
Yeah, my age.
Do you know what? It's from a rap group. And that's just, this song's
What
6-7.
rap group?
I don't know. They probably don't even rap.
I need
Anyhow,
Chloe to explain this to me.
I'll have her explain it.
Yeah.
and
Please.
We'll have to hold a class or something.
yeah, let's do it. All right, it's the usual time, dad joke time.
Uh-oh. And of course, I must go first, shouldn't I?
Because you are a dad.
Well, that
You
is
should
true.
go first.
All right. So today, I started an argument with my wife while riding in an elevator. I was wrong on so many levels.
Wow, ladies.
Okay. We'll see about this one. What do you call it if your mother is less than 5'3" in height?
No, that's
A
good.
minimum.
Oh,
Wow.
Was
JC.
that bad?
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
What do you call a sleeping dinosaur?
Sleeposaurus.
A dinosaur.
Oh, wait, that's kind of cute.
That's nice.
Yeah.
I like that one. Don't trust atoms. They make up everything.
Oh, wow.
Can't trust them.
Can't trust them. That is
I
too
can't trust
funny.
myself. That's the case.
I'm not gonna lie, Dane. That deodorant joke last week,
Yeah, the deodorant joke was a pretty good one.
that almost topped the cross-eyed teacher.
I think cross-eyed teachers.
But that one just hit wrong, just differently, and we were already in a goofy mood.
It was just
During that
perfect
episode?
Timing. Timing is everything.
Yeah, it was. You hit that perfectly. All right, so we're going to be talking about deal killers nobody warns buyers about. And let's start off with the stuff that blows deals away. And I'm not talking about the obvious stuff, like you didn't qualify or, the house just didn't qualify for the loan or whatever. But I'm talking about the things that sneak up mid-contract and completely derail everything. First of all, and this is important for people in Florida, it's important for people everywhere, but Florida especially, the insurance deal killers.
Oh, yeah.
And we're going to talk about Florida real quick about that. So insurance can kill your deal after you're under contract.
Yeah. And the buyers don't realize it really until it's like too late.
Yeah. So what usually hits that? Older roofs usually is an instant red flag.
Oh, yeah.
And we see that at inception. I mean, we usually already kind of educate our clients when we're going through the process that even before when we write the offer, that this is going to be something that we're going to be asking for a concession on.
Right.
4-point inspections failing. You don't know that until at least day 6 or 7 when you're midway through your due diligence process.
Right.
And then there's something that needs to be done. But we can't attack it on the repair treatment agreement request to the seller. Insurance quotes end up becoming way higher than expected. And when do you think customers are usually getting insurance quotes on a home?
After the offer. For sure.
Sure.
After the offer,
Yeah.
probably after inspections
Right.
and repairs have been made.
Yeah.
Because they want to be able to tell the insurance company, yeah, we got a new AC, we got a new water heater, and we got a new roof.
Right.
So those questions will be made, and you actually have to send them the 4-point, and you also want to send them the wind mitigation report because that gives them a discount on their home insurance. So you spend the money up front, you do all this stuff, so you're probably into week 2 or 3
Right.
especially if you're asking for 15 days worth of due diligence.
Correct.
Right.
So it's almost close to the end of the deal where you should be excited about working forward.
Getting
The
ready to
appraisals are
close,
probably almost
right.
done. So you're getting these insurance quotes and they're way too high, and then all of a sudden you can't do it. What do you think? Do you think people pull out because of that? Yeah.
I think they can.
Absolutely.
I mean, they
Absolutely.
can. They don't want to. It's the affordability factor. I mean, well, the big A word. And, they have
Ooh,
a
mark it
certain
down,
mind.
Bridget.
Yeah. They have a certain mind that they want to pay. And once this insurance costs come in, it's a little bit higher than expected. And then, they have to make a tough decision at that point.
They definitely do. So, yeah, I mean, look at what is at risk. We do talk about affordability because people think about the mortgage payment and everything else, but look at what it is at risk. They're already capped on a minimal amount of money that they need for inspections,
Right.
appraisal cost, all that stuff. I mean, granted, we can help them with concession money on
Right.
rate
getting
buy
some of those.
down, closing
Yeah.
costs, and a few down payment. But that stuff is the cost of buying the home flat out.
Right.
And
Correct.
if you pull out that late, even that's not a contingency.
Right.
So you're out your money, you're out your binder.
Yeah, you lose that binder.
And that's usually 1% of the total purchase price.
Yeah.
That's no bueno.
No, not at all.
I don't like that at all.
And it makes it discouraging, for your buyers.
It's like the most exciting timeline, and then you're hearing bad news. It's something your agent should really prepare you on, a
Right.
cost to expect.
The next is HOA and condo association surprises.
This one-
Surprise!
This one catches a lot of people off guard all the time.
Does
Yeah.
HOA approval process? Yeah, you can get denied. So you've seen that in our contracts, right? Or not the
Yeah.
contracts, but the HOA or
You
CDD
need
disclosure.
HOA
Yes.
approval.
And
Yeah.
if you need HOA approval or not,
Right.
there's some people that have to submit and they go through a process. And let me ask you something. How quick is the HOA? In,
Oh, you
community
wish.
They
How
meet
quick are they to
monthly.
respond?
You wish.
It's been 84 years.
Yeah, no, it
Exactly.
usually takes anywhere between 30 and 45 days.
Right.
Let me ask
So-
you something.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Go ahead.
How long does it usually take to close on a house?
30 to 45 days.
What do you think your agent's going to be doing if they can't get an answer within probably 20? Well,
I'd be panicking. I'd be like, let's
Stalking.
yeah,
maybe.
reaching out to people. I don't care if they are the ones that approve it or not. I'd be reaching out.
We file an extension for sure.
Yeah. You
On the
For-
file
oh,
closing date.
100%.
For sure.
It's funny. I mean, HOA it's like love-hate relationship, I feel like. But personally, when I moved into my house, I didn't need to get an approval, but it took me about 3 to 4 months for them to realize that I was now the owner of our house.
Oh, wow.
So I couldn't log in. I couldn't pay my dues. I couldn't do any of it
Wow. They wouldn't
because the
take your money?
paperwork. I know. I'm like,
Take
are
your
you
money.
guys wild? So it's love-hate with HOAs. It
Okay.
happens. That happens.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
That is.
Yeah.
Here's another thing that hits home with this stuff. Whenever you're dealing with customers that have FHA, VA approvals,
Mm-hmm.
and you find this out actually a lot sooner if you have the right realtor. If it's the financing for the condo association or the townhome association or just any association, at all, if their financials aren't meeting the lender requirements, you can't get
Yeah.
certain government funded loans for it or certain
Right.
loans,
It's
period.
true.
So FHA and VA are a huge thing.
Mm-hmm.
So you always want to make sure when a customer's looking at that, or even us when we're doing listings, we want to make sure that condo's financials are approved and they're on the Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac list
Right.
Yep.
of approval things. Because if not, it takes a long time to get that done.
Right.
Which then turns into another extension if need be, if you catch it in the middle and not realize it.
Mm-hmm.
It has happened to me early in my career, and I don't let something like that bite me more than once.
Right.
Next is rental restrictions killing investor buyers. Nothing
Huge.
like getting into a home, not getting into a home, but finding a place that you can invest in, and you get all this way into the contract and stuff, and then you find out you can't do it because it's in a restricted
Right.
area.
This one hits home for me.
I'm sure it does. I was thinking about you when it comes to this. So if you're a newer investor, be careful about those things
Definitely be careful about those
and
things.
make sure it doesn't get into. Oh, what was that, Bridget? What was the name of that organization?
No, it was Habitat. for
Yeah, Habitat
Humanity.
for Humanity.
Beaches.
Those areas as well. If
Right.
you're not paying this, you can't rent those out.
No, you can't rent those out. And we learned that the very long, hard way week
Oh,
before
wow.
close. So
Yeah,
definitely get yourself an agent that will make sure
yeah,
that
Due
absolutely.
diligence.
Even if the listing agent says it's fine,
even if they say it's fine.
and that was one of the biggest things that we ran into was
Right.
was that
Wow.
And we did our own due diligence, and we ended up calling all these people.
Yeah.
And there was a few people that told us it was fine.
Yeah, there was.
Even the lender said it was fine.
Right.
And
We
we're like,
had a lot
we
of green
pumped the brakes
lights.
because we didn't like that.
No.
We ended up actually calling Habitat for Humanity that was running the area, the HOA section of it, and they said absolutely not.
Yeah, we
Wow.
finally got the estoppel that Wednesday night before Thanksgiving.
Yep.
I remember that vividly.
No.
So they were going to be closed. Could not be rented for no reason whatsoever. They will kick people out. They have kicked people out before. So we went through all that, and we were like 5 days from closing.
Yeah, we were.
Well, the good thing is you caught it before closing.
We
Yeah.
caught it before. We ended up getting the binder back on the financial contingency.
Oh,
the
yeah,
lender
everything.
was willing to work with us, denied the loan. But let me tell you, that was
That was interesting. And it wasn't the
Very
fact that we
interesting.
were behind the 8 ball on it.
No.
We actually got that information super late.
super, super late.
It wasn't
Very
like
shocked.
it would come out that you would usually see like a lien title search or anything like
Right.
that.
Right.
Even the estoppel, that came really late, like 2 weeks late. So we got past a lot of things. So it was a fight.
Yeah, and like everybody was ready to go.
Oh,
I
yeah,
mean,
they were.
Money was lined.
Mhm.
It was all set in stone, and then that came, and that was just a blow up. So I had to call
wow.
everybody out.
Good job.
But again, make sure you know. Long story short,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, even special assessments. I mean, that's kind of a
Oh,
situation that
right.
was involved with that too. But
Right.
special assessments that weren't obvious during upfront,
Yeah.
when we're doing stuff. So that's why it's important to have that right realtor and real estate team to help you out with that. So you just don't buy the house; you're buying into rules as well with all that. So
Yeah.
just gotta be careful. Gotta be careful. And there's a reason why there's a due diligence period, and that's why it's such a huge part of the contract
Yeah.
and being under contract and going through the process
Mhm.
of closing in and during escrow and stuff.
Right.
Appraisal issues that don't budge. I deal with this on such a large scale. That's why I try to really, really be proactive about when I'm having discussions with the repair stuff, with the sellers, because it's all about financial contingency.
Right.
I remember we were walking a property together to list, and you were pointing out paint, right? Maybe stuff on the soffit and the roof that
was.
lenders would call out, right? So definitely also have an agent too that understands that and what lenders are looking for, so they can pick it out right away and just be like, oh, yep, like let's touch this up here, or let's change this.
Well, everybody thinks that an appraiser is just a guy that puts a number on something and is
Right.
a third party. He's not that. He's also the eyes and ears
Mm-hmm.
of the lenders. And that's super important because they get everything. And even if there's like you run into that, if you've got repairs that they won't meet, what is more than likely going to happen for the buyer if the appraisal, those stuff that needs to be hit, don't get met? The lender will not give the money to the buyer to get the money to buy the house.
Right.
So that turns into what we traditionally call a financial contingency. And if the seller is unwilling to do it, even though that you can be smart and educated like our team is, where we would go in and have that discussion proactively and remind the listing agent and the seller, hey, these are going to be financial contingency items more than likely on the appraisal. If we don't want to go down that path, which will end up having us to extend or delay the process, these are the important items that need to be taken care of.
Right.
We're asking for them now. You're going to be asked for them later if you say no here and you say no there. More than likely, the buyer is not going to be able to buy the home.
Right.
So that falls right in with the sellers just basically refusing or neglecting to negotiate. We don't want that. We want to have good, clean education for our buyers and communication to the other party.
Right.
That way we can help. Lenders, like I said, those financial contingencies are lender required payout repairs. Peeling paint, especially houses that are older. You guys want to hear an interesting fact about this? It's not just peeling paint on the home. If that paint falls on the ground, that's what they're more worried about.
It just flaking off?
Flaking off. And what do you think is going to happen for younger kids that walk around the house and see stuff on the ground?
Put it in their mouth.
That's exactly what it is. 100%.
Right.
I mean, it makes sense. Kids put anything in their mouth.
You can go and hit everything, paint everything down to make sure all the stuff
Right.
that does look like it's peeling off sticks to the house. But if, let's say here we go. I'm stopping for a minute.
Here we go.
It's my squirrel moment.
Oh, no.
Let's say that,
Squirrel moment.
yeah, you know me. I go off on a tangent
Always
sometimes.
chases things.
Yes, I do. So let's honestly say that you're an agent. You got the repairs approved to get the peeling paint taken care of. You hire somebody to go do it, and they're out there. So you got the guys are scraping the loose paint off the house, right? And they repaint it. The house looks amazing, but they don't clean up after themselves. You ask for a reinspection for the appraiser.
Oh, wow.
They come back out. At what cost is that to, by the way? It's a cost to the buyer.
Yeah.
Right.
They come back
Yeah,
out,
$300.
and the minute that they walk onto the property and see all the paint chips on the ground, they instantly can't deny it.
Good, great, grand, wonderful.
Wow.
They call you up and say, nope, it's not fixed.
Oh my
What are you talking about? There's photos and everything. Nope, they need to come back and paint. They need to come back and clean it up. So what are you going to do as an agent? Are you going to call the painter up and tell them, hey, you need to come back and clean this up? Are they going to do it right away?
No, whenever they find time. So you got to do it.
So guess what you have
honor,
to do?
Yeah.
On us, we will clean up
Yeah.
the paint
Happening.
flakes.
So yes, that's important.
Yeah.
Absolutely important. So, like recapping real quick, lenders are going to have those required repairs. That's going to either be like you said, peeling paint,
Right.
because of lead-based paint, because older homes, or safety issues or anything like that. But you also got the other VA and FHA stricter guidelines. And
Yeah.
we talk about that too all the time.
Yeah.
We really do. So obviously having all that, it can turn into a real problem.
You can turn into the dream home can turn into a math problem real quick.
Math problem real quick. Yes. Title and legal surprises.
This is
Mm.
stuff the buyers never think about until it pops up and it's a problem.
All right. Liens on
Sure.
property. Don't you like those?
Nope.
Yep.
Well,
No.
you know,
Why? We don't.
I got a story to tell you. So I'm in the middle of I have a customer that has a contract we put in, home with solar panels,
Oh, solar panels.
and
Doom.
so they're
Love
going
solar
to take
panels.
over. They can assume the loan, but in doing the transfer of the loan, we got to make sure they don't put a lien on the home, because if it does, the contract will not go through. So we're got to make sure all parties involved are aware of this. So this is one of those good fun times.
Could you quickly go in depth? Because I haven't dealt with a home with solar panels. So if a house has it,
Typically, let's start from the beginning.
yeah.
Oh, this is good. This is like
No,
fresh.
this is interesting because
Yeah.
I'm
Right. So
yeah.
typically when you have a house with solar panels, not all solar panel loans are assumable. Okay.
Okay.
So the seller will have to either pay it before or at closing before the home is sold. So that comes
I
out of,
see.
the funds they may receive at closing or whatever to go directly to pay that loan off. However, there are some assumable solar panel loans, and this is my first case dealing with that.
Yeah.
So how that works is the seller has to initiate the transfer of the loan to the new buyer. So
Mhm.
that is done before it even starts before you close.
Okay.
So they got to get that in the process. Then the buyers have to get approved for the new loan. And then you got to look at the debt to income ratio on top of that while buying the house. So
Could change your DTI.
Yeah, very much.
100%.
And then you can't get the approved for loan for the
Yeah.
home.
So is that two separate
Yes.
then?
Yes.
So they don't put it together with the mortgage.
No.
No.
So
So you would have a mortgage and then a solar panel mortgage,
Right.
technically.
Gosh.
so you got to negotiate the price to help offset that.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Solar
I
panels.
see.
To
Yeah.
This
me,
is what you're dealing with.
whenever I
Yep.
see solar panels on a home, it's an instant red flag for me.
Like, I hope you're in that house until
Well,
you're
that's
off
what
this
I-
world. because
Exactly.
Lord have mercy.
Well, I explained to them, I
Wow.
said, if you're not planning to be here a minimum of 10 years, this may not be the house for you. And they're like, oh, no, we're going to keep it. I'm like, okay.
There you go.
All right, then we're diving into it.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And I usually ask the buyer, but the seller or listing agent right up front,
Yeah.
is the solar panels paid off?
Right.
And-
Yeah.
They say, no, it's an assumable mortgage.
So
No, it's an assumable loan. I'm like, okay. I go, would the sellers be willing to negotiate having that paid off?
yeah.
Well,
It's-
see, that was our first offer.
Yeah.
And they countered and they were like, no. So I had to get our mortgage lender, Brian, who was on the show a couple episodes ago.
Shout out Brian.
Yeah.
He had to do some further research on his end to make sure the DTI was in check and all that. So it's a process, because that could have been a deal breaker right there. from the
Absolutely,
get-go.
it'd be a deal breaker.
Yeah. So you got to do your due diligence to make sure everything is good before you even go any further with that, because it could break the deal right there.
So what's going on with that situation then for you, Dane?
We're just in the beginning stages of it. So
Okay.
I reached out to the agent this morning, sent an email, and just made sure that we did it last week, but I just verified that, hey, make sure they're in the, initiating the process to get that done.
Interesting.
Yeah, you're just in the beginning part of space. You haven't made the outer space.
That's right.
Outer space, yeah.
That's right.
Sorry, we got on a tangent. I'm just curious because solar panels, it's like, I feel like it's one of those things where I think that's so overlooked by people sometimes because it's like, oh, solar panels, they might be great. They're helping me with this. And it's like, there's a flip side to it.
Oh, there is.
So
But there is savings in it. I can tell you that. I mean, their electrical bill, and it's a 27 square foot home is like $76. So
wow.
So
yeah, that is big
there's some
savings.
huge savings.
So just put solar panels on your house after you find the house that you're going to live in for over 10 years.
Right.
And then just go get a loan for it. If you try to find one that already has it, thinking it's going to save you money to do it, may not be exactly what you think it is.
Yeah.
The other thing that gets you and surprises you is open permits.
Yes.
Now there could be an open permit on something that you could never ever realize that was there. The sellers forgot about it. I got one on the land right now, and on a deal. I've got it extended out right now, but we found out about it, and it was something so minute that he's like, "Oh, I didn't even know I had to close that out," because the seller is actually a builder,
right?
And he's since then has moved up north, up to South Carolina, and completely forgot about it.
Wow!
So you got that. You can run into probate inheritance issues.
Oh man!
Here's the other fun one, and if you guys haven't dealt with this yet, this is going to be a biggie, and we have to make sure that we're careful on this. Boundary disputes.
Well, let me ask you a question since we're addressing this. Doesn't a survey take care of that?
What if there's a piece of a structure that is either over top of that on that survey, over top of the boundary line?
Right.
Who owns it?
If it's over, I guess I learned that in
you did real estate school.
Yeah, and I'm trying to remember. Oh my gosh.
Isn't it the person that lives there longer?
No, it not only does it fall into it being the owner of the area, but if it falls into somebody else's property and it's been that way for a very, very long time, there's a process that falls into that where they could actually win, and that would be theirs, and that piece end of the property would be redrawn.
I don't remember how that process.
Most of the time, you run into neighbors that have fences and stuff like that that are either over the boundary, this and that, and you can't really go by a fence line. You have to support on what the survey says, and most of it's okay. But there's times that title will come up and say, "Hey, when the survey was done, this is the survey line. The fence is over the survey line. That needs to be signed off on and addressed with before that."
Wow.
So you have to get with the neighbor to make sure everything's good. There's nothing worse than moving into a new home, and the neighbors next door come over and tell the new neighbors, and they decide to stand their ground and say, "Listen, we didn't talk to the last neighbors about them because we liked them. We're telling you, new homeowner, that you're paying for the fence to be removed." So it's just always to make sure, and there's the reason why we do this survey, so you know what you own and what you don't. Final walkthrough disasters. Oh my gosh. God. What do you think about that, Jaycee?
This one hurts. It happens right at the finish line. I had a horror story too. It was
tell it. I love horror stories.
It was my first closing ever. And it's 24 hours before closing, of course. Every light fixture in this house is gone. And they were higher end. Like my buyer was in love with these fixtures. They were very unique. Like,
weren't they vintage? You told me this when we did our open house, right? They were like vintage.
Yes, they were like
light fixtures, like cute ones.
And my buyer loved them. We walk in and there's not a single one left.
All gone, huh?
It's my first closing ever. I'm on the phone with the other agent. I'm like, listen,
so the listing agent did not write in the contract that fixtures were not conveying with the house?
So it was like negotiation. The sellers were really upset. Like I ended up negotiating like 25 under list. They had to, I think they covered all closing costs as well. Like they were ended up like last word type thing. They're like, fine, I'm taking the fixtures too.
Oh,
Wow.
well,
So
they can't do that.
No, they'd end up like they'd pack them up and put them in a moving truck or something. So they didn't want to bring them back until like my negotiation was, okay, well, my buyer's going to go pick out some new fixtures. I'll let you know the amount and that needs to be given at closing. And then an electrician's going to have to come and reinstall and you're going to have to pay that too.
Yep.
They ended up bringing like one out of like the 6 that were gone and they paid the like Home Depot replacement for the other ones.
Wow.
And they paid for the electrician to come reinstall. Yeah, but it was a nightmare. 24 before.
That is a
I
nightmare.
can't stand that.
24 hours before closing.
That's scary.
Oh god.
You know how to alleviate that, right?
What Jaycee did.
Yes.
Make them.
Put it all in writing.
So let's take a step back because that was a great story, Jaycee,
Oh,
and it makes a valid point. Rewind for a second. Let's talk about the whole concept of you start right, you end right.
Mm-hmm.
So, as a selling agent, as you tell your seller, and you're having that conversation, the initial contract rating for the listing agreement, Mr. Seller, what would you not like to include on this? Oh, I want all my light fixtures. I want all this stuff. Okay, fantastic. We'll make a note of that because anything that's attached to the home, it's a permanent fixture, stays with the home, including TV mounts, etc.
Right.
You talk about that in the beginning because what the buyers are going to assume that it comes with the house. Why? It's attached to the home.
Yep.
Yep.
But as a buying agent, what would you do? I would make sure that I would write it in the offer, especially appliances, stainless steel appliances. If you want to get technical, go to the seller's disclosure if it's available.
Correct.
And write the manufacturer of each one. Because if it's just stainless steel appliances, they walk in the house and it could be the really, really nice Samsungs. And no, they went to the resale shop and got ones that to mimic whatever. And it's just what it is. So you have to make sure that's in there. And when I'm a listing agent and I see the offer, I look for that stuff. I make sure. I'm not trying to cheat anybody, but what I'm trying to do is make sure that there's anything specific that the buyer is looking for. The other thing that you can have in, obviously, like you said, if we do agree upon repairs, sellers don't complete the repairs at all. The property condition has changed, missing wall, broken windows, etc.
Yeah.
Stuff left behind, or you're the one that Jaycee just said removed that shouldn't have been.
Right.
And then also damage after inspection.
Yeah, like when they're moving out, walls get damaged. It happens.
That's right. It's nothing like walking into your new home and realizing it comes with problems, not furniture.
Yeah.
But here's the reality, guys, on that. Most buyers think the hard part is getting under contract. It's not. The real game is getting through the contract. And that's where a real estate agent and a really good team is going to make all the difference in the world.
That's right.
There's nothing better than when I tell somebody that when we go under contract, I said, now this is where the fun begins. And this is where you guys really get to see my value.
Yeah.
They're like, what are you talking about? I go, just hang on. It's going to be fun.
Let me do my thing.
Let's do it. All right. Well, guess what time it is?
Game time.
Is it game time already?
Yes, it is game time already. And we're switching gears. And when I mean we're switching gears, I want you guys, this is going to be like, not really Law and Order, but we like the cop shows, right?
I love Law and Order SVU.
Like the cop shows, like the medical ones. This is called Deal Autopsy.
Oh.
All right. It's time. I needed to switch it up. It's just time for a brand new segment. Okay. And we're going to take a perfectly good real estate deal and figure out exactly what killed it.
Okay.
Okay. So time of death, somewhere between contract and closing. And today you guys are going to be playing the detectives. So we're going to be doing this together. All right. You ready?
Yeah, I should have brought my magnifying glass. I was in Charleston a weekend ago, and I was playing a murder mystery game, and I was inspector. I should have brought. If you told me this, I would have brought my inspector hat.
So
and
technically,
my magnifying glass.
Hey, no, we did this as a team event where we did murder mystery and stuff.
We did.
I'm just going to bring it to us because we never have time to get together.
I know. We literally.
All right, here we go.
Okay.
Story number 1. Ready? The mid contract meltdown is the name of this. So the buyer is under contract. They have a strong approval. Everything looks clean. 10 days in, the deal dies. Here's what we need to know. Okay. Credit is solid. Income checks out. Inspection went smooth. What do you think killed the deal?
10 days in, right? Is what you said?
Yep.
They didn't put the binder in. I didn't hear you say they put the binder in.
Okay.
Oh, that's a good
that's
one,
possible.
Dane. That's possible.
I'm gonna be hinting to you guys on a little bit of stuff, just so we can guide this along. Dane, do you think anything had to do about insurance being bound at that time frame?
Possibly.
Possibly, because insurance companies in Florida go faster than a bad Tinder date.
Right.
Oh, no.
Bridget, what do you think? Appraisal came in too low. Seller said no.
Well, you wouldn't have the appraisal at that time in the first 10 days.
That's right. Nothing
And you
ends a
said
lot faster
inspection
than a
went
number.
Smooth?
Huh?
When you said inspection went smooth?
Yeah, I did.
I would say 10 days could be like the repair period, but
I don't know. JC thinks something maybe popped up with underwriting.
Oh my! Why is this hard?
I know, isn't it?
I feel like there's
It's tough.
a few things that could have gone wrong. I'm leaning towards Dane's binder thing because that needs to be done within like
3
what,
days.
3 days.
Yep, 3 days.
Okay, so let me recap this just again, okay? The credit is solid. Their income checks out. Inspections went smooth, okay? They had a strong approval. Everything looked great. Simplistically, what we always talk about buyers making mistakes.
Oh, they went and purchased something during this time.
They bought
They
a
bought
new
a new
car.
Oh, buddy. You hit the nail on the head. Good job.
They bought a new car.
Aha.
Don't spend while you're house hunting. Period.
So here's what happened. Buyer financed a $12,000 furniture package mid-contract and completely wrecked their DTI or debt to income.
Yep.
So they didn't just decorate the house, they decorated their denial letter.
Oh,
gosh.
All right, that was a burn.
Yeah. All right. Ready?
Yep.
Scenario number 2. The perfect house problem, this is called. Buyer finds the house, multiple offers, they win it. Congratulations, right? We're all excited.
Yep.
Everything looks great. The deal dies during the inspection period. Here's what we know. The house shows amazing. Recently renovated, no major red flags up front. But what do you think killed the deal?
Something behind the walls that the inspector found. the
Oh,
roof,
yeah.
Whatever, Could be anything.
Combination of all those things.
Aluminum
So,
wiring.
Bridget,
whatever.
you would
Yeah.
think like the inspection uncovered a bunch of hidden issues.
Oh yeah,
Yep, that fully renovated label
renovated.
may not be doing a lot.
No, it's
No.
like a Band-Aid. You put makeup on a bad house.
Yeah, there's just does a lot of heavy lying.
Yeah.
What do you think? Maybe foundation or structural issues, JC?
I mean, if it's going to break a deal, if it's not even hitting repair and replacement deadline, it has to be structural, something massive.
Mhm.
Dane,
Walls, it's big.
Dane, you brought up the fact of like big ticket items like roof or like that wiring. I don't
Right.
like that wiring. You ready?
Mhm.
It was a flip,
Yeah.
and they covered up moisture damage and mold.
God.
So they didn't even treat the mold.
That's right.
Oh,
The house wasn't renovated. It was cosmetically gaslit.
Yep.
Yep.
Cosmetically gaslit.
ew, I'm just like having flashbacks to the time
Yeah.
working with my investors with that. That was just an absolute no deal.
Yeah.
If there was any of that type of issue.
All right. Scenario number 3. You ready?
Yep.
The last minute heartbreak. So we're at the finish line. Clear to close is almost there. Final walkthrough happens. Deal dies. Here's what we know. The loan is approved. The appraisal is done. Closing is scheduled. What do you guys think killed the deal?
They took all the light fixtures.
You almost had to bleep me out. I almost needed to bleep.
I was just going to ask JC. Hey, JC, was the repairs weren't done?
You're going to have to bleep me out. Either no negotiated repairs were completed or there's no light fixtures or...
Yep.
Dane, what do you think? The property condition changed maybe?
Oh, definitely. That would definitely be an issue there.
Bridget, something maybe it was removed that shouldn't have been?
Light
Like
fixtures?
Light
Every
fixtures. We
single
keep bringing
one.
this up.
If it's screwed in, it's apparently, if it was screwed in, it was apparently negotiable, right?
Oh.
Yeah.
No.
No.
All right.
Liars.
Yeah.
But here, this is exactly the horror story that JC went through.
Oh.
Yeah, it is. It sounds just like it.
You ready? Seller moved out and took appliances, fixtures, and left
Right.
damage behind. The buyer walked in and just walked away from it.
Oh.
They
When I
didn't leave a home. They left up a break. They left a breakup note. Is what they did
Yeah.
on this one. Okay, let's see here. How many more do we got? Because I don't want to jump into this too much. Because I actually like this kind of game.
Well, this is a good game. It's educational for sure.
It's definitely okay. We got one more.
Let's do one more.
Let's
We
do
got
more.
one more. Scenario number 4, the HOA nightmare.
Yeah.
Buyer is excited, loves the neighborhood, everything looks smooth. Then the deal dies during the HOA review.
Oh.
Here's what we know. Financing is good, house is solid, buyer is ready. What do you all think killed the deal?
They didn't get approved.
Yep.
Like some type of HOA requirements or not.
So you're thinking the HOA denied the buyer?
Yeah.
Yep, nothing like getting rejected by a neighborhood you're already emotionally moved
Yeah.
into.
Oh.
And then you have a Nancy rock around there saying no.
So
Yeah.
sorry.
And she's usually, and this is funny, one of my buyers is listening to this. They will laugh. It's one of the neighborhood people that come around. And this lady happened to be wearing an apron,
Oh, God.
carrying cookies, and she had a mustache.
What did he say?
Oh,
Wait, what?
I don't. We'll leave that alone.
He said,
Telling me everything about everything.
I'm confusion.
Telling my buyers about everything.
Leave that alone. Oh.
So, Dane, you think it was because the HOA denied the buyer?
Yes.
All right. All right. Bridget, maybe rental restrictions mess things up?
I keep thinking about a mustache. Why?
Mustache and warm chocolate chip cookies.
I
Oh,
can
man.
just picture Dane with a cup of coffee and someone's walking like that. His neighbor would be like, not today. I'm not dealing with this today.
But-
Turn around. Oh.
I guess with that real life example, I'm just going to go ahead and reveal what happened.
Oh my goodness.
You ready for this?
Oh,
The HOA had pending litigations against them. Oh my gosh. Lender refused to approve the loan. So that basically, the neighborhood just destroyed this thing.
Someone get
Yeah.
Jaycee a tissue. She's crying over there.
Leave that alone.
Well, I'll share with you. All good stuff.
Oh God.
Oh, that's so funny.
Hey, it's what it is.
Trying to log
That's
back in.
definitely.
I
Wow.
know. I don't know.
Oh, you know, during that entire game, I'm going to be playing like the Law and Order theme song.
Yeah, no doubt.
I do.
All right. Well, that was the game. I hope you guys enjoyed it.
That
Like a
was
little
good.
murder mystery kind of
Ooh.
situation. All right. So let's jump into hidden costs destroying buyers' budgets. So we've talked about this stuff that could cause it. Now, let's talk about this stuff that really doesn't kill the deal, but actually wrecks buyers after they buy.
Yeah, let's flip back to insurance shock
Yes.
because that is a very big deal. There's a lot that happens.
Premiums doubling,
Yep.
the expectations of that happening, deductibles buyers don't understand, flood insurance surprises, wind mitigation importance. So let's talk about flood insurance surprises because that's big for us Florida buyers.
Right. Now, how many of y'all always, before I look at any property to show anybody, I look under FEMA
Yes.
and I find the flood zones and make sure that
Yeah.
it's not. And if it is in a flood zone, I make sure they're aware of it before viewing because they will have to get flood insurance.
Yeah,
So I do that everybody that I look.
Yeah.
absolutely.
That's great.
No, I'm glad that you do that because that's a given here in Florida.
Right. As a matter of fact, there's property in Stark that I was helping a customer with, and no water source anywhere near there, still in the flood zone. And I'm like, wow, I'm glad I did that because I would have never thought of it.
That is crazy.
Yep.
What's another thing? Wind mitigation importance. So we talked about inspections. Wind mitigation, what does that do for you on home insurance?
You get a lower rate if you
Mm.
provide it.
Right.
Yes. Lower rate. It does give you a discount on your homeowner's insurance, getting that wind mitigation report. What is the biggest factor on that? The most common thing. Let's just talk about what's the most common thing.
Age of the shingles.
That. What's another thing that we have to deal with here? Obviously hurricanes, right?
Yeah.
Wind damage.
So when I talk about 3-tab and architectural singles, can you all tell me the difference?
No.
No.
Okay.
Not at all.
That is always the first obvious thing that you look at whenever you see that. If you get a 3-tab shingled roof, it's only rated for 70-mile-an-hour winds, up to 70-mile-an-hour winds. And it's usually older. Architectural shingles, the ones that had the different shapes and sizes,
Right.
Mhm.
rated up to 140 miles an hour.
And that's the most common, correct?
It's most common.
Right.
Obviously, you've got metal, and then you've got tile, and a couple other things. However, that's the most common thing that you do is your shingles.
Right.
That's the first thing that a wind mitigation port is going to look at.
Mhm.
It's things that I look at because even basic insurance today, one's a roof been replaced. But when you see that, more than likely it's been done in the last 10 years now.
Right.
So the flood insurance thing is crazy because let's say that there's a flood. What is deemed as a flood, do you think? Like rushing water?
Any water seeping in your home? I would
Any
think.
water
I
damage,
think,
period.
yeah.
Yeah.
Something could happen. They deem it as a flooding in the property. And if you
Mhm.
don't have flood insurance, it doesn't cover it.
Right.
So your basic home coverage won't cover it, regardless if you're in an area that does have a body of water where that happens. So you just need to make sure you look at that. So your mortgage might be fine, but your insurance is what breaks you.
Yeah.
And you really need to pay attention to that. The other thing is the property tax reset.
This one gets almost every buyer at least once.
Sure does. Taxes based on previous owner versus new purchase. That is a huge thing.
I have to explain that to all mine because they are not aware of that. They don't
No.
realize that the property gets reassessed with a new buyer or a new owner.
What's the other thing that you pay attention to when it comes to the taxes?
Homestead exemption.
Bingo.
Yep.
Yep. Exactly right. Homestead exemption. You can see something like, well, why is this and why is the taxes on this $5,800 a year and the one that's right down the street's only $38?
Right.
Right.
Well, it's because somebody homesteaded it.
Yeah.
And that's a huge difference for that.
And you know it's funny. Not everybody knows about it. You think this day and
I
time
know.
everybody knows, but not everybody does. And I try to make sure all of my buyers are aware of that. As a matter of fact,
Absolutely.
my first buyer a few years ago, the house they sold was not homesteaded. And I couldn't believe it. I made sure they knew on this new property that, hey, definitely do it. I mean, I sent them reminders, alerts, everything I could so they would know to do it.
I am surprised as well. The homestead that nobody pays them what he knows. They kind of know about it, but
Really
they don't.
Yeah,
It's an education thing.
it is.
Also, your monthly payment will increase after the first year too.
Yeah.
Why is that?
Well, it happens. It just
Well, what's the two biggest things that affect an escrow payment? Because you got your
Your interest
interest
and your principal.
and your principal. Okay, that's your monthly payment for the home for the loan.
Right.
All right. What else goes into your escrow payment? We just talked
Yeah,
about the
your
two major things.
insurance.
Taxes and insurance.
Yeah, your insurance and taxes.
What goes up every year?
Taxes always
Taxes
And insurance.
and insurance.
Okay. We are capped in here in the state of Florida that our taxes on the property will only increase a maximum of 3% a
3%,
year.
yeah.
So we know that our payment's going to go up roughly 3% a year, period,
annually.
annually.
Yeah.
So you know that's going to happen.
Yep.
Insurance costs going to go up too.
Yeah.
That can actually fluctuate a payment between $200 and $600 a month. It can.
Wow. Yeah, that payment you thought you locked in. Yeah, it had a sequel.
Yeah, that's right.
no.
Here's another catch, guys. This is where people get caught slipping too, is HOA and CDD stacking. You got the monthly HOA fees, if there is any. That's usually maintenance stuff. There's an annual CDD that's baked into the taxes. Multiple associations in some communities. If you want to be a part of those, you may not realize you are, and you have to be. Hell, there's some communities in the area that you have to be a part of the country club to be living in
Interesting.
there.
That makes sense.
Well, there's also some communities that have two HOA associations.
Mhm.
So you're double dipping in those.
And then you got to find out if all those fees cover what you want or they don't. You may
Yeah.
find out that they don't. And that can pose a huge problem.
Yep.
Low prices don't always mean affordable.
No, they don't. So let's get into the maintenance reality check a little bit here.
Nobody budgets for this correctly.
No, they don't. HVAC lifespan. Okay. Do we use our air conditioner year round here in Florida?
Yeah.
Yes, you do.
Okay.
They are overworked and underpaid for sure.
Yep.
That is very true. Roof replacement cost, water heaters, appliances, Heck, it all worked during an inspection.
One of the main things is the age of HVAC, roof, and water heaters.
Always look at
Yeah.
those.
Yeah.
You have to.
Yeah, you got to.
Because then at least you can let your buyer know, hey, that this down the line, you're going to maybe have to replace. Or if it needs to be replaced right now, let's use it towards and put it in the offer, right?
Right,
Put
right.
concessions towards it. So it's not only leverage, but it's also planning ahead.
That's true.
So
Well, owning a home isn't just a payment; it's a responsibility.
it is.
Yep.
Want to hear a hack? Not really a hack,
Let's
but
do a
piece of
hack.
knowledge. Do you know that you can service your water heater every year?
Yes, you can.
See, I did
I
not know
learned
that.
that.
till You told me that last.
Well,
last
I would
year.
say if I would have guess, out of all of us sitting in this room right here, the only person that probably would have understood it like me would be somebody from the north.
Yeah. See, nope.
Yeah.
We drain the water heater every year, don't
Drain
we?
the water heater every year. I also learned my HVAC. I get 2 free annual services a year to clean that out. So when you do replace those, a lot of these companies have those maintenance services that
agreements,
don't
yeah.
come. Yeah. I mean, if you want more, you pay for it, but they give you a baseline.
Yeah.
So nice. So yes, I knew about that. The water heater, we're going to get that done.
And you could
in
actually
summer.
take the heater rod
Yeah.
that's in there and replace it. Do you know how much the replacement is if you do it annually?
No, how much?
$12.50.
Really?
Yeah, they're cheap. They can go all the way up to 25.
Well, that's real cheap. If you got the know-how, that's
Yeah.
the way to do it.
What usually is causing the age of a water heater, besides age, destroying it? Is rust
Mhm.
build up,
Mm-hmm.
calcium build up, all that stuff.
Doesn't it get sludge?
Yeah.
Our
So
water
you
heater guy was
flush it
talking about
out.
sludge.
Well, our water is hard
Ugh.
water here,
Yeah.
so it'll probably
Yeah.
take a toll on it for sure.
You know, the cost of a water snuffer does wonders for the home longevity.
Can I say that? Get a freaking water softener if you can. I'm serious. That I think when I moved down here, like maybe I grew up with I only grew up with water softeners. I don't know. My dad was super big into water. I'm like, you're a water
Reverse
crazy.
osmosis.
Yeah.
He has an RO system. Okay. He keeps telling me I need to get one. I'm like, I'm working on it.
That
But
is funny.
get a water softener. It can go with you if you move.
Oh, I've seen that.
Oh, just get a water softener too. Please. That's all I'm saying. Please. It saves your appliances,
Your clothes.
your clothes, just you
Yeah.
as a human and what you're just get a water softener.
I love it.
No
Big
doubt.
advocate for that.
I mean, those are the things that you need to do. I mean, it's a responsibility as a homeowner to have this stuff. So just know that stuff's going to come
Right.
up. So be prepared for that.
Yep.
Let's just jump right in real quick. One last section is the utility and lifestyle costs, because that's always going to happen.
Yep. Bigger house, bigger everything.
That's right.
Yeah.
Electric bills in Florida, heat, water usage, pool maintenance, lawn care, all that stuff.
Yeah, that dream home lifestyle, it comes with a monthly subscription
That it
you
does.
It
gotta
does.
plan for.
That's why when you're looking at homes, if you want all that great things, it's going to have to pay for it, unfortunately.
Absolutely.
That's the truth.
So when buyers say, can I afford this home? That's the wrong question. The real question is this: can I afford to own this home long term?
Right.
So, guys, at the end of the day, if this episode hit you a little bit differently, that was the point. It's supposed to help educate you, give you the information, give you the knowledge. Knowledge is the power.
Knowledge is power.
It is. Because this stuff is what nobody's telling buyers, and it's exactly why people get into trouble.
Or why deals fall apart right when they thought they had it.
Or why they buy something and regret it 6 months later.
So if you're thinking about buying, don't go in blind.
Do not go in blind.
No.
We are the all-seeing eye to help you.
We are the all-seeing.
Oh, no, we're the Wizard of Oz. We'll help you. We'll answer all your questions and make all your wishes come true based on the scenario
Where'd
that we're
Eric
dealing with,
go?
by the way. Oh, here I am. Well, anyway, hey, make sure that you're following us on all the social media platforms: YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, whatever you guys want to listen to us on, because we're breaking this stuff down every single week. And if you've got questions, you need to call and talk to us. If you don't like talking to me, talk to Dane and talk to the ladies.
Just get to know us.
Yeah,
Just
that's
talk
really
to
what
us.
it is.
Yep.
Drop a comment, send us a message. And here's the thing. We actually just talked about this, that we want to do an episode for our listeners,
Yes.
for our followers. We are going to be posting, each of us individually be posting a video here in the next week or so, hopefully this week. We're encouraging you guys to provide us stories, questions, comments, and we're going to turn it into an episode if we get enough people to respond to us.
Right.
We'd like to think that we have some
we
followers
will.
now that we
For
can do that.
sure.
But reach out to us. Tell us a scenario. We won't include names.
Nope.
But what we want to do is we want to give people real life situations beyond what we can teach you and share with what we see every day, that get the customer's view of the eye and what they've been through and what's going on. So look for that to come out.
Yes.
By all means, please share. The more the merrier. This is a community. But yeah, send us a message. Give us a call. Anything that you need. I think most of us either have Linktree or Beacons AI.
Right.
You can schedule consultations with us. You can go and look at our buyer's guide that we have created for, and seller's guides that we created for our customers. And then you can actually view our properties and everything we have. But I tell you what, we can't wait. And we appreciate everybody listening. And we will see you next week.
Yep.
Talk to you Monday.
Take care.